all set up. So this is going to be great. So let's get into it. So first of all, I've named this stream Facing Problems because it's kind of a two-part thing. Part of it is I'm facing problems with my RC car. I'm going to fix that in the stream. And then also the other side is I actually want to turn it into a lesson. So it'll be kind of cool. We'll see where it goes. But first of all, let's get into it. So first I'm going to start with my RC car. Now, here's the problem I'm facing. I know you guys haven't seen it yet. This is a new body for my car. There we go. This is a brand new body and everything. I'm super excited about it. But first of all, the issue that I'm having is one, that this body can't actually stay on. Because it's trying to get me to mount the shocks to the body, but that's actually kind of a bad idea to mount the shocks to the body. And the reason is because it really just doesn't give it any suspension at all, like whatsoever. So I actually ended up doing is I actually ended up going and buying some Gorilla double-sided tape here, and we're going to use this and try to mount the body. Now, I've planned this because I don't want to have to take off the body constantly off and on, I want the body to be in one steady position, and I won't have to remove a bunch of stuff to get the battery in there. So what I've done is I've mounted the a speed control here in the back, and then I've mounted the battery right on the back here, so I can just plug it in really easy instead of make it really difficult. Do you know what I mean? So I kind of thought this out. I'm gonna check out the inside here. I've removed a lot of things. So first of all, I've removed these back two pieces, the bumpers and the clips for the other body, as well as the front here. I've removed the battery tray because we no longer need that. It's creating more room in there. So I'm actually going to also end up upgrading this whole, this whole drive shaft. You can see right there that I made room for it. So I'm going to upgrade that. I've already got the metal for it. So that'll be great. So yeah, next I'm going to just start upgrading this thing. So I'm going to grab my Gorilla tape. Now I'm going to start working on it. But yeah, so this is one of those things that it'll work really well if you have a good plan. I had to really think this out because I was working on this a lot yesterday. As you guys saw in my stream yesterday, I was building a kit for it. So I was building the whole body in a kit, and this is the body right here. It looks pretty sweet. I've got some license plate on it and everything, but yeah, I'm going to work on this double-sided tape here because this should do exactly what I'm wanting. Oh, beautiful. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut off the length of which I think is good. So we're going to go right there. We're going to cut it here because I don't want to cut too much, because then it'll kind of look weird, sticking out the side. I just want to cut enough to make it really, really do what I'm trying to do here. All right, perfect. That's about the size I want right here. And it is double-sided, so this is the fun part. I'm going to stick this side down first. I'm going to start with the front because that's going to be the most important. I want to make sure, though, I do have it level, exactly where I want it. I don't want to have it, offset, right? So that's going to be on the servo a little bit. Let me show you guys. This is what I'm dealing with. You won't be able to see it once I take that part off. It is fully black, so for now, I'm just trying to remove the next layer so we can get the double-sided action here like we're trying to. And then once I do that, I'll be able to put the body on and not have to worry about it falling off. Originally, it didn't fall off because I had the shocks mounted onto the body, which actually is not a great idea. It just doesn't give you any room. But yeah, so far, this is actually becoming a little bit harder than I thought it was going to be to try to remove this film. Maybe I should have removed it before I put it on, maybe? Maybe. How else should I remove it? Hello, welcome to the stream. I'm glad you're here. So yeah, no, this is going to be a little bit tough, but I'm going to figure this out. Yeah, okay. I'm really hoping the adhesive does good, because if the adhesive does not do great, this is going to kind of ruin my whole plan. So far, the adhesive seems to be going good, but the only issue is trying to get this top layer on and not ruin the bottom adhesive. Right now, I'm trying to attach a RC body onto my car, but the issue is I have to use double-sided tape. Now, I think it's not ideal. There we go. There we go. It's not ideal necessarily, but I think it should work the way I want it to. So, I'm just trying to get it to kind of stay in one position. I don't need it to be, it is a Traxxas. Yes, well, hang on. Let me show you. This is my Traxxas. So, this is a Traxxas chassis. I've upgraded really everything. So you've got the chassis here. I've left that, and then I've got the Traxxas stock wheels, or not the wheels, the Traxxas stock tires, as well as the stock drive shafts. Now, I've upgraded the shocks. These are not Traxxas. Neither is the portal axles in front and back, or the body. So everything else is kind of custom made. I've custom fit everything into this. So this should be interesting. This is a Traxxas. So this is a Traxxas Ford F-150 TRX-4MT, actually. This is the 1/18 scale version. But what I've done to it is, okay, that's not working out so great. What I've done to it is tried to make it, upgrade it, to be the best rock crawler I possibly can. And so that's what I'm working on in the moment. But yeah, so this car is really something special. I actually took it out yesterday to test it, but the issue came with the snow. Also, the issue came with the tires. So I do have an issue with these tires. These tires do not have good grip in the least. They actually have pretty bad grip. I'm actually trying to fix that, but trying to find tires for this thing that actually look good on it is near to impossible, I'm telling you. So yeah, that's an issue. But other than that, all is going well. Okay, and then I'm going to just cut this right here. Yeah, yesterday in my other live stream, I was working on this a lot. You guys could even, if you wanted to, go back and see that live stream, because that was when I was building the RC body for it, and I've already built it already, and everything's done. So, yeah, no, that's pretty good. There we go. Look at how easy that is. So I'm going to mount one piece of sticky tape to the RC body, and the other piece of sticky tape onto the truck, so that way it'll just have extra adhesive power. You know what I mean? I want it to fit perfectly, and I don't want it to look really weird either. Like, I want it to... Okay, here's my issue that I'm running into. The adhesive is not great. The adhesive is not what I hoped for it to be. It's okay. Now, here's what I don't want to do. I do not want to glue the body. I do not want to glue the body at all. Oh, for sure. Thanks for commenting that, by the way, because it's super encouraging. But yes, I really am working on it. And here's something I'll tell you guys real quick. If you're looking to be a big YouTuber, here's the best thing you can possibly do, is focus on being a big YouTuber in 6 years instead of planning on being a big YouTuber in 1 year. In 1 year, it's almost impossible. So focus on, in 6 years, making the most quality content you possibly can. And then from there, work on making money and getting monetized on YouTube. But don't try to rush into it. It's almost impossible. So please do not rush into it. All right, that being said, here's what I'm going to do. Okay, so it doesn't look bad. Okay, it still looks perfectly fine. It's black. It matches the truck. Now, what I might do is I might glue these two adhesive patches together. Now, here's the thing. It wouldn't be gluing the body to anything, because all you're gluing is the adhesive patches. The adhesive patches are staying. Now, if you want to pull it off, you can pull it off pretty easily. But that's the thing I'm most worried about right here, is the adhesive, because the adhesive is not great. It's staying, but not how I would like it to. So I'm just trying to figure out exactly how to solve this problem. But yeah, no, so far it's going okay. I do want to add one in the back here too. So what I did at first, like I was explaining earlier, but I'm not sure if some of you guys were here when I did explain it, is the shocks are supposed to be mounted down here on the chassis. I actually ended up put on Velcro. That's what I was thinking, because Velcro has really, really good adhesive. and it's also really easy to pull off. Now I ended up going with this because I thought it would be a little bit better, like stay farther, stay on there. I do need to maybe go and buy Velcro though. That might be a better idea. Because that way you can kind of rip it off. You can reuse pieces. But yeah, Velcro is very adhesive on the other end. So yeah, that should be pretty good. Yeah, thanks for the idea. I think, yeah, because see what I mean? It's just kind of falling off, like right there, because there's not enough on here. I'm trying to think of what else I could do. If I don't have Velcro right now, and if I was going to get Velcro, I'd get black Velcro to kind of match the chassis down there. Like I said, I don't want to do any glue. And since I'm streaming, I can't do Velcro right now. I can do something here. I'm just going to pull this off. The adhesive is good, don't get me wrong. But I think I need a longer piece of adhesive to make it actually stick right. I could. We'll see where we are. I think I can make it work, but I just don't... I'm not sure if I can make it work with this. Okay. This is what we got going on down at the bottom here. Any other ideas, maybe? I can't screw anything... Let me kind of show you guys the problem I'm facing, because I can't screw anything in here. This is the chassis. It's literally just 2 bars on either side. And so trying to put something on here, right? Trying to put a piece of tape to kind of keep it on here is going to be the hardest part. So we've got the body mounted, the body here. I'm just trying to figure out how to mount it correctly. So this is an Endura product, I believe. And here's the issue I'm facing, is they're thinking you can mount it. See these 2 ends right here? that I'm holding up, these 2 gray ends with these little holes right here. They were trying to get you to mount this onto a skid plate. Now, unlucky for me, that skid plate is nowhere near where those need to be mounted. The chassis is way too big to mount those there. So I had to completely come up with a new idea. Now, it sits fine on here for the most part. I just want to figure out how to kind of latch it down. I could use some sort of... I don't want to use zip ties. Zip ties can be a pain. But I'm just trying to think of what else I can use for this. But once this is done, guys, I think this will be the perfect rock crawler. Now, some issues I might have with it is, one, being the tires. The tires just have like so... There's no tread on these tires, like whatsoever. These are pretty terrible tread. So yeah, bad tread on the tires. It's got good power and it's got really good weight. So this is actually kind of heavy. Even holding it like this kind of hurts my arm because it is like, what, maybe 12 pounds already? Like, if I grab one of my other vehicles here, the Ford Bronco, like this one, and hold it up to this, you can easily tell the comparison here. This one is obviously a lot heavier, and this one's made for rock crawling. Whereas this one's not as much made for rock crawling, but it's still a good car. Don't get me wrong. And so what I'm actually going to do to this one is today I've got some lights coming in the mail. I'm going to attach there's some rear lights for it, and then there's some cool like purple and green, blue, whatever those lights. Those are like little light bulbs. So I think I want to try to attach them somewhere in here. Again, I don't know how I'm going to do that to not make it look weird because I'm going to have to put them somewhere. But other than that, my biggest issue has just been mounting the body onto the chassis here because there's really nothing to do. I thought about having it hinged from the back, go up like this. But the only issue with that is, again, you're using metal and there's nowhere on the chassis where you can screw the metal into. So that's the issue that I'm facing right now, is if you use like a door hinge or something like that, it's just not going to work. So there's got to be something I can do. This is what I've got right now. This is what I've got. Double-sided Gorilla Tape. And this should be okay. But yeah, I'm just going to have to do some brainstorming here because I'm not quite sure what to do. Again, somebody suggested Velcro. Velcro would have been great, but I decided to not use my brain as much and get this Gorilla Tape. So, let me think. What can we do here? It's really just about mounting it. Again, I don't want to glue it. I really, really don't want to glue it, because if I glue it, that'll cause a lot of issues. There's got to be something I can do, though, to fix this issue. Yeah. Let me turn it on for you guys so you guys can see the LED bar in the front. Here. There's the nice LED lights in the front. It actually came with the body, so that's nice. This was actually like $40, and it was a kit, so I had to put it all together, which was the hardest part, was just putting the whole kit together. But it does look pretty sweet. Yeah, trying to make this work really well. So I do have 78mm shocks coming in the mail as well. Those will be coming here soon. So I've got 78mm shocks and the lights for it. I think those are going to be the last upgrades for now. Now, the main issue I'm having with this is actually also, when I do that, eventually I'm going to want to convert this to rear wheel steering. Rear wheel steering is going to be easy-ish. That's what I'm going to say for now, because I don't actually know what I'm doing, but I think I do. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have to get this rear portal axle. I'm going to have to get one just like this and turn it into a front portal axle. Now, this is the rear portal axle. I'm going to need to get one just like this, because look, if I keep the back portal axle, the rear portal axle right here, and I don't do anything with it, I can't add this steering piece in front here. So I have to buy a separate portal axle and then put it in the back here. Now, I'm going to buy one of those, put it in the back, and then I'm going to connect that steering rod here, as well as the servo. You're going to have to get a 6-channel, 4-channel receiver and a 6-channel remote to make this all work. So this should be pretty interesting, trying to figure out how to do this. Though I will say, through this whole process of putting together this RC car, I have learned a lot. Now, I was a little scared at first to put this together, because I wasn't sure how I was going to do it, just kind of, I didn't want to break the car. If I sent this in to Traxxas, because they have a warranty on all their vehicles, if I sent this in, they would be kind of confused, because this is not a stock RC car. But one of the main things I'm having right now with an issue is I need to get shock oil, because these shocks are kind of tight. Like, they were supposed to be oh gosh. It's kind of supposed to be, really loose up in here. And so it said that they came with oil, but they did not come with oil. There's no way these are oil-filled shocks. And so I had to fill these shocks. I'll be getting the oil soon. I really don't want to drive it around a lot without the oil in these shocks. But so far, these are really good shocks. Now, I've gone from 53mm shocks to 78mm shocks. These are not 78, but the ones I will be putting in will be 78. These are 59mm shocks, actually. And so these will be great. I'm really excited to put those shocks in it. And what I'm going to do, actually, is I'm going to take these shocks. Once I get the 78mm shocks mounted onto this, I'm going to take these 59mm shocks, and I'm going to put those ones over here on my Bronco. I've done a few upgrades to this one, too. Nothing crazy. I've kind of removed all the fenders to make sure the tires don't rub on here, as well as I've given it a lift kit and some new wheels and tires. So these will be pretty good. This is not the best rock crawling vehicle, but I mean, you want something to look cool and you want something to drive really good on rough terrain. This is going to be the vehicle for you. So I'm trying to think if I want to take it out and do some rock crawling videos today, because it is snowing a little bit. That might be kind of cool to do it in the snow. What do you guys think? Should I do it in the snow? Should I drive around my vehicles in the snow? I don't know. I don't like driving them around in the snow, only because they get wet and you have to, dry them off, and they get kind of dirty. But that's fine. It's for YouTube anyways. It's for the YouTube videos. Okay, back to our current issue. Right now is mounting the body. So I'm trying to find any other way I can mount the body. This is strange. Okay, you would think that a company would see. They actually said in their listing that this was made for TRX-4M. Okay, I'm just saying. And the TRX-4MT chassis and the TRX-4M are not that different. They are almost the exact same vehicles. And so, this is the same chassis. They really are. Same chassis. This one has bigger tires. and a different, actually it does have, okay, so it is the same chassis, same size chassis, but the chassis is a little bit different. Right. When I was building this Ford Bronco, I had a lot of issues. So let me take off the thing here. Now the issues came with mostly these high clearance links. These are Traxxas high clearance links. I do not like these links. These are pretty terrible links. They were an absolute pain to put in here because they made the aluminum mounts here just too wide, where you really had to push and pull and get it in correctly. It was really a pain. And so this chassis is the same chassis, same size chassis, but it does have a little bit different because they actually decided to, where you have the high clearance links, you have to mount the shock on with the high clearance links as well. There's no extra spot. Now, it used to be that way with my Traxxas 4MT, but as you can see, my shocks are now mounted with the high clearance link, this whole piece right here. Because when I got the new portal axles for it, I have both front and rear portal axles. These are brass weighted portal axles, really nice, by the way. When I got new portal axles, there was supposed to be one extra little attachment here where you can attach the shock on a separate piece. And that actually did not come on the new portal axles. I wish they came with that because that was really handy to me. You know, whenever you want to take the shocks, just quick, pull off the shocks. You don't have to deal with any other parts falling off the truck. But now when I pull off the shocks, the front is fine, but it's the bottom. Every time I pull off the shocks, the high clearance links are just going to fall right down. And so that'll be kind of a pain. Try to pair those up, make sure they work good. But here's what I'm going to do for right now. I'm trying to figure this out. So I'm going to pull off a piece. I'm going to pull off a longer piece, okay? Probably a piece this big. And I'm going to get a piece like this and wrap it kind of around here. It's the adhesive we're looking for, right? We want it to really stick on there. If it doesn't stick, we've got an issue. So I'm going to cut off about this much, and we're going to see what we can do with that. Okay. This is really difficult because they did not make mounting this body easy in the least. It should become easier over time when we figure it out, but it'll still be a while. Yeah, I'm just trying to get the sticky tape to undo. I've got a corner to come undone, but I'm trying to get the rest. Here we go. I'm getting it. Perfect. That sound is really satisfying, by the way. Okay, so now I've got this extra long piece, and I'm going to, again, I don't want to mess up the servo at all. I'm going to mount it right next to the shocks, and it's going to come up like that. That should be perfect. Now, this sits on there. I get it. It's not going to stick perfectly, but we've got the bottom all situated. So now let's get the top piece. We're going to attach this to the body. This piece is going to attach to the body, and I want this piece to be a little bit smaller because it doesn't really matter. As long as the bottom piece is ultimately, try not to stab myself with the scissors. As long as the bottom piece is ultimately on there the way I want, then that's what matters. So, let me cut off a piece about, maybe a little bit longer than that? That's good. I don't want it to be the same size as the other piece because if I had it the same size, then it would be kind of, it landed right there on my shoe. Perfect. Okay. The most difficult part with this is getting the top layer off because it is quite sticky. So they've got a little, let me show you guys. They've got a little layer right here. You have to pull off that layer, and it is really difficult. That's the thing I'm battling with the most with the sticky tape. But I'm glad I got the sticky tape. I'm just wondering if the adhesive is as nice as I want it to be. I hope it proves to be, because my goal is to be able to take this rock crawler out and kind of bring it, hang on a minute, I gotta focus on placement here. Okay. Did we figure it out? Maybe. Okay, I want this body to stay where it's at, be able to keep the body. I get it maybe when the the tape gets dirty, that'll be kind of cause a problem. That does look a little bit weird in front here, but I'm just trying to figure out something that'll stay, keep it mounted. There's obviously better things you can do. You can use Velcro. Velcro will work a little bit better. But ultimately, I just want this body to stay here. I don't have to mess with, I don't have to take it off constantly because I've got the battery mounted back here. I just need the body to stay exactly where it's at and not move. That's my goal. Keep it where it's at. It needs to stay here. Now, I can use lots of tape or whatever, but again, if I just use duct tape, it'll look weird because the duct tape is, the adhesive part is gray, and also duct tape does not have gray adhesive. And so I'm just going to kind of use this a little bit. I'm going to do the same thing for the back as I did the front, and we're just going to really hope it stays like I wanted to. This is not the most ideal situation to be in, having to use double-sided Gorilla Tape to mount a body. This is not ideal, but I'm just trying to think of, there's really no other way to do it. Like, if they literally included some screws, like, look, if they used the body here and they made some holes in the rods here, it would be a whole lot easier to mount it, but they didn't think about that, so they left me thinking about it, I guess. Now, I can't say I would have done it much better because I don't build stuff like this, but I'm just saying, they could have thought about this. They know what they're doing. You want it to be far enough. Okay, that should stick fine. This is gonna work. I'm just wondering how long it's gonna work, you know. Also, I do have, okay, it's gonna kind of sound crazy to some of you guys. I have sticky tape. No, sticky tape. Duh, sticky tape. No, I have sticky magnet tape. Not a lot of people have that, but I have some sticky magnet tape. Now, I've tried that, but the adhesive on that is not great either. I'm sure there's a way I can make it work, right? Just kind of like fit the adhesive in there somehow. It's not too bad. I could make it work. I'm sure I can. But it's just, see, because I've got the front, the back's okay. It's not like wiggling around or wobbling or whatever. It's just kind of staying in the same position. But I've been kind of looking at, right, so how to make the perfect rock crawler. And a lot of it is in, the shocks, and also having really good tires. And these tires are kind of garbage. These are stock tires. And the reason why they're garbage is because Traxxas wanted to make it look like a monster truck. It's a Ford F-150, not a monster truck, but they wanted to make it look like a monster truck. So, funny enough, this chassis is actually completely this stock chassis is the weirdest thing you'll ever find, because this stock chassis has 8 shocks on it. Not 4, not 2 in the front, 2 in the back, 8 shocks. And so 8 stock shocks with 51 mm, pretty terrible. Let me just say, it's kind of a bad idea. I'm just going to focus on putting this on here for a second. Here. It just has to be kind of perfect. Okay, we've mounted it. It's got to stay. It's got to stay. If it does anything but stay, we've got an issue. Okay, here we go. It's mounted. I've had to use some sticky tape in order to get there. Its front looks a little bit weird. We can deal with that later. The back doesn't look too bad. The back's fine. Yeah, that's fine. I'm not worried about that. But other than that, everything is going great. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go take this out. Well, I don't know, guys. Okay, here's the dilemma I'm facing. Right now, it's really snowing pretty heavy where I'm at. I don't really want to go out in snow. I can, but again, being that this is going to be a rock crawler, it's not going to be great in snow. It's just not, especially with the tires. And I brought this out on rocks because it's so heavy. I've got, brass wheel weights and everything in here because it's so heavy, but it's not going to do good in snow. Snow is just way too slick for it. So maybe I'll still make some videos anyways, kind of go and drive it around. That's kind of the dilemma I'm facing. Like, look at these shocks. Okay, look at how nice these shocks are. These are 59 mm shocks. and you get a pretty good drop in it. Um, it actually used to not do this at all because it was just light enough. It just didn't actually drop. But now that I've got some wheel weights, they do kind of drop on their own. They're still really stiff. You can kind of tell. I kind of had to pull them down to get them where they're at. You should not have to pull them down for them to actually work. Like, they should not be stuck like that. They should be freely moving up and down, really easy to move around. So that's one of the things that'll make this not as good of a rock crawler. But I mean, it does look a little bit strange when I do that. That's why I'm not including the springs. Now, most of you guys will be like, why would you not include the springs on your shocks? That's what beginners think too, right? Beginners to RC, but here's what you actually want to do. And the reason why you don't want to include the shocks, if you're trying to make the best possible RC crawler, is because the closer the body is to the tires, the easier it makes it to crawl, right? And here's why. So if you're going up an angle like this, and you've got the body way out here, like really tall, you got the body way out here, it's going to flip over just like this. So what you want to have is you want to have the body just as close to the tires as you can. You want the body to be as close to the ground as you can, ultimately. And so that's what you want it to do. If it's not super close to the ground, you're going to have problems with it flipping over and a bunch of issues, So that's kind of the reason why. Now, I'm trying to think, okay, these tires do look a little bit strange on this truck. But again, it's not supposed to look amazing. This rock crawler is not supposed to look great. It's supposed to be really good at rock crawling. Now, my other vehicle, my Bronco, is supposed to look great. If this doesn't look great, then I will be pretty upset. I mean, look at it, okay? This is supposed to be the nice Bronco, the nice stock, mostly stock vehicle I'd like to drive around. But yeah, this is not supposed to look beautiful. This is just supposed to do its job and climb rocks really well. So, do you want me to turn it on and run it for you guys? I can do that too. I gotta find my remote though. I don't know if I have. Man, I'm serious. I'm looking straight at the camera right here. Like, the camera's right here. I'm looking straight at the camera. The remote is right off to the left of the camera. Like, I'm looking around like this for the remote and I can't find it. Okay. I'm gonna always turn on the remote first. Remember, when you're pairing your cars, you always turn on the remote first because you never know what can happen. Okay, so I've got it turned on. Yeah, I'm gonna have a little bit of issues with this adhesive, but so far I guess it'll be okay. Look, you've even got those license plates on the front. All right, so this is the power it's got. Not crazy power, but it's decent. It is 4-wheel drive, so that makes a difference. 4-wheel drive rock crawler, you have to have 4-wheel drive rock crawler. You cannot have 2-wheel drive rock crawler. It just can't happen. You have to have 4-wheel drive. So this thing has got pretty good steering though. There's no tire rubbing on anything, partly because of the body. When I originally had the Ford F-150 body, there was quite a bit of tire rub on it. I mean, you could kind of tell when I reversed and everything. But no, it works really good. Servo's great. I've got some good lights on it for now. And so the only other upgrades I'll be doing to this is, again, the 78mm shocks, as well as some better lights for it to kind of make it look a little cooler. That's it. But other than that, this thing is ready to roll. And I'm contemplating going out right now and doing a live stream in the snow. Not a live stream, a long form video, kind of reviewing this a little bit. But look, let me just show you guys the difference now. Okay, real quick. I'm going to show you. Now, this is the original body I had on it. This is my Ford F-150 body. I took off the chrome piece in the back here. This is what it is now. Do you see the difference? Completely different. I mean, there's like no resemblance. Completely different. If someone walked up to me right now and said, what chassis are you running? I said, oh, I'm running the Ford F-150. Bro, there would be an utter complete shock because this looks nothing like a Ford F-150. This is completely different. But I feel like that's actually really good because everything's planned out. I'm really good to have this extra space back here because I put the speed control right here, and it works perfect. I mean, there could be a little bit better place to mount the battery. Look, I've kind of mounted it on the roof right here. It kind of stays there because I've got some Velcro underneath, so that stays pretty good. But the next thing I'm going to do for this